Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Solana. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one so that you have more context. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, jumping into the TA. So as you can see, Solana has taken quite the hit here after the FTX news came out. And obviously, if you know the connection between the two projects, then you know we're not going to dive into that right now. But personally, I've never been investing in Solana. I don't like the fact that they're not very decentralized. However, I know a lot of people are bullish on the project, and I don't think this is the end for Solana. I do think they're going to be continuing to grow as time goes on, but that doesn't change the fact that I just don't feel like this is one of the projects that I want to hold. So it's fine if you want to do that, if you did your own research and you understand that this project is something that's going to be thriving in the next couple of years, and you're going to see new all-time highs with the next bull market, then that's totally fine. That's great. I'm not saying the project is going to zero. It's just that I don't like the decentralization or the centralized aspect of the project. And for those of you who don't know, if you want a master node on Solana, then you need millions of dollars to set that up. Right? So that's not very decentralized. They don't have a lot of those going. Well, they do have quite a few, but it's not like everyone can set it up. And there are some other issues, obviously, but let's not dive too deep into that. You're here for the TA, you're here for the support and resistance levels, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you. So the Fibonacci retracement that I had here from the swing high in August to the swing low in June, we had our 1.618 target all the way down here at $17.65, and that was met quite nicely. And we even went below that. We went to our capitulation target here at $13.90, and we have retested since then. We have retested the 1.618 as resistance, and we got rejected back down. So the 1.618 level is now a confirmed resistance level for us. So next time we come up, we can potentially get rejected from there once again. So that could provide us a nice swing trade opportunity, but I would be careful selling at these levels because since Solana did see quite the pullback here, we may see quite the relief rally as well, coming all the way up to $26 maybe. Who knows? But I would be careful with this right now. If I had a stack of coins, I would simply be staking them. I wouldn't be taking any profits right now or selling at a loss. Obviously, that's very stupid to do. And yeah, so that's regarding this Fibonacci retracement. You should also take a look at the 1.414 and the 1.272 Fibonacci levels. Those are sitting at $20 and $22 respectively. And obviously, we still haven't retested our swing low of the June here at $26. So like I said, that could be the target of this relief rally. But from where we are right now, that is almost a 2x. So I don't know if we can do that within the next month. Obviously, if crypto starts rallying and Bitcoin gets some bullish news, maybe altcoins will do, a 2-3x within the next couple of weeks. But that's not guaranteed, obviously. So if you want a dollar cost average into Solana, I would say this is a perfect opportunity for you. This sort of black swan event for Solana is a great way for you to DCA into your assets, because if you have been buying Solana at, $90, $100, then this is your chance to buy, 10 times more tokens than you could have at $100. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, we lost the support block here that I had for you anywhere from, let's see what that was, anywhere from $36 to $19. So we have lost that support block, and it was created based off of this high here and based off of the high here, but I think I made it on the weekly chart, and that's why it's a bit weird here on the daily. Doesn't look too smooth, but that was the basic idea, and we lost that level. And potentially we can also reject that as resistance at $19 and come back down. So this is quite negative because we are losing our July 2021 low. And I always tell you that if you start losing your key support levels, that's not a very good sign. And that's exactly what we are doing here. And the next sort of support block, if I were to take a look at the previous trading ranges here. So if you take a look at this trading range, in February and in March for Solana, then that would be the trading range for me, because that is where we printed the low in March, and that's where we printed the high in February. So that is sort of my next support range or support block here. And if you take a look at that, exactly, that actually perfectly lines up with the 1.618, as you can see off of this Fibonacci retracement. So for now, I'm going to remove this upper support block because we're not going to need it for now, but I would keep an eye on this low that we printed in May of 2021, because that could be a major resistance level for us going forward. And like I said, this is your sort of support block right now because you did have this trading range back in 2021. However, afterwards, if we start breaking lower, I do think things can get really ugly for Solana, because as you can see, since December 2020, the price started pumping very quickly. It got parabolic, vertical basically, and we didn't really have any sort of trading range, just like we did over here. Although this still wasn't a very good trading range, we kept printing, you know, bullish crosses or bullish flags, bull flags, or whatever. And we did sort of do that same thing here with a bull flag. We broke out. So really not a lot of trading range here. If we consider that a trading range, if we consider this a trading range from January to December of 2021, then that puts us at $4 to $2.50. That's your sort of next major support block. And I'm not sure if we're going to get there. Obviously, if Bitcoin starts dumping and we get to $10,000, Solana most probably is going to come back to that zone there. But I wouldn't count on it right now because it's not going to happen out of the blue, right? Or it actually will happen out of the blue, but it's not going to happen just because. It's going to happen because something bad is going to occur in the market, something really, really negative. And also I would take a look at this high here that we printed in September of 2020 at $5. That's going to be an important level for us to break. That's actually $4.92 to be precise. So that's what I have for the support levels. We don't really need to talk about the resistance levels that much because I think right now we need to see where the price can end up in a couple of months if we continue with this bear market. So another support level for us to take a look at here is this low that we printed in February of 2021. That's at $8.15. So that's something to keep in mind as well, because you just want to take a look at these previous highs and previous lows, and based off of those, that's where you're going to get your support levels. So yeah, for now, this is what I'm looking at for Solana. Not a very good scenario, and hopefully the FTX news doesn't affect the price further, because you know, Near was also exposed to FTX, but not as much, not as much as Solana. So I do hope this is the last of it for Solana with the FTX news, and from here we're going to start, you know, recovering to the upside. Perhaps this is our bear market bottom right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the daily chart here for Solana. Let's switch over to the weekly on Binance. Moving down to the weekly chart. So this is really something that you should be paying attention to is the weekly price action chart, because essentially you did have a very nice trading range here. However, that was lost, and right now you're basically very overextended from the 20 EMA, and that's quite negative because or that's quite positive if you're looking for a swing trade. But usually what this means is that the magnet is going to start working, because as you all know, the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA, or essentially any EMA, is a magnet, and it's going to start pulling the price up towards it. And the last retest that we saw with the 20 EMA was back in October, and prior to that, the last retest was in April. So right now we may see a retest of the 20 EMA before the end of the year, and that could be our sort of swing trade opportunity. But like I said, I would be careful because no one knows where the bottom is. If you're not comfortable with swing trading, don't force a trade. Just let it play out. You're better off just waiting for the price to appreciate in a couple of months, rather than just trying to swing trade and make that extra $50. Because trust me, whatever you're going to make at the end of the next bull market is going to be a lot more than the $50 that you're going to make off of this swing trade. So keep that in mind always. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in terms of the price action really here for the weekly chart. I'm just showing you this overextension from the 20 EMA because that's a major key factor. Because as you can see, when we were overextended to the upside here in the bull market, when we were that overextended from the 20 EMA, we started pulling back down, and we had this retracement. But if you take a look at the price action right now, we're very overextended from the 20 MA to the downside, and it works both ways. If you're overextended to the downside, you get pulled back up, and if you're overextended to the downside or to the upside, you get pulled back down. So yeah, that's really how it works. If you have any other questions or I missed out anything important on the chart, please let me know down below in the comment section. Actually, one thing that I do want to point out is I'm going to remove this support block, and I'm going to remove this Fibonacci retracement. What I want to add is this resistance trend line, because I think once we start breaking through that, that's going to be a major indicator for us. So we've started hitting this resistance since November 2021, in December, another touch in April this year. So once we start breaking through that major resistance trend line, major resistance diagonal trend line, I think that's going to be a very strong sign that we're actually starting to turn bullish. And after we break the August high, I think that's going to be one of the last indicators that you really need to see, for a reversal. Obviously, the bullish cross on the weekly's Bitcoin chart, where the 20 MA crosses above the 55, though, the bullish sentiment slowly coming back to the crypto markets, all of that needs to happen, obviously, for Solana to succeed. But for now, I see a great buying opportunity, this low. So you're at a support level right now. Great buying opportunity here. If it dips lower, dollar cost average more, but keep in mind, there are a lot of projects that are not going to survive this bear market, and I'm not buying into Solana because I don't think it's going to survive. Like I said, I just don't think this is one of those projects that I want to hold. I really like a lot of other projects, and I want to invest my money into those. So yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.